page number 210, section D, question number 5. Now, which of the following population is closer to symmetry? Closer to symmetry, and what is symmetry? Skewness is equal to 0. Now, let's write the information. Section D, question 5, population A and B. Mean 56 of A, mode 60, standard deviation 24, mean 56 and median is equal to 60, and standard deviation is 24 and standard deviation is 30. Coefficient of skewness, J is equal to x bar minus mode upon S, and J is equal to 3 x bar minus m upon S. So 56 minus 60 by 24 minus 4 by 24 minus 0.17, and over here 3, 56 minus 60 upon 30, 3 into minus 4 by 30 minus 0.4. Answer will change. Minus 0.4 है, यानी minus 0.4 is 0.40. ओके, और ये 0.17 है. कौन 0 से नजदीक है? A minus 0.17. लिखो, since J for population A is minus 0.17 nearer to 0, it is closer to symmetry. It is closer to symmetry. Question number 6. Find coefficient from the following data using appropriate method and determine which population is more skewed among A and B. Now mark this some important. Let's write the information first. Question 6. Population A and B. Now A में 4 quartile 1 is equal to 3 quartile 2 is equal to 2 quartile 3, which is equal to 144, and population B में quartile 1 is equal to 34.8, quartile 2 is equal to 45.5, and quartile 3 is equal to 70. Now, which method will use? Pauli's method. Now, over here, B का coefficient find करना is very simple, because already median is given, quartile 1 is given, and quartile 3 is also given. But here we'll have to find out. Now, कैसे find out करेंगे? बहुत simple है. 4 quartile 1 is equal to 3 quartile 2 is equal to 2 quartile 3 is equal to 144. So I'll take the first one. 4 quartile 1 is equal to 144. Therefore, quartile 1 is equal to 144 by 4. Therefore, quartile 1 is equal to 36. Q1 मिल गया. Similarly, we find out 3 quartile 2 is equal to 144. Therefore, quartile 2 is equal to 144 by 3. Quartile 2 is equal to 48. Third, 2 quartile 3 is equal to 144. Therefore, quartile 3 is equal to 144 by 2. Therefore, quartile 3 is equal to 72. Coefficient of skewness. J is equal to Q3 plus Q1 minus 2M. So I'll take 2Q2 upon Q3 minus Q1, which is equal to 72 plus Q1 is 36 minus 2Q2, 96 upon 72 minus 36 for you. 70 plus 34.8 minus 91 upon 70 minus 34.8. 0.33, 35.2, 0.39. Do we have to comment?
Yes.
Which is more skewed?
B.
B. Since coefficient of skewness of B is more, it is more skewed. Since coefficient of skewness of B is more, it is more skewed. 0 से जो ज़्यादा दूर है, bigger number means more skewness. Lesser number means more nearer to symmetry. They're less skewed. Question number 7. Third quartile is at a distance of 12.8 from the median in a frequency distribution, and its first quartile is at a distance of 11.2 from the median. Find skewness and its coefficient. Now, first of all, let's write. Third quartile is at a distance of 12.8 from the median. So Q3 minus M is equal to 12.8. Understood this? Understood this? Read once again. Third quartile is at a distance of 12.8 from the median. यानी ये जो ग्राफ है उसमें ये जो मीडियन है यहाँ पे Q3 है और यहाँ पे Q1 है, तो क्या लिखा है? Third quartile is at a distance of 12.8 from the median. Understood this? So Q3 minus M is 12.8. Then first quartile is at a distance of 11.2. So M minus Q1 is equal to 11.2. Understood this? Can I write Q1 minus M? No, because then it will become negative. Understood this? Q1 से ज़्यादा है median और median से ज़्यादा है Q3. So it's always Q3 minus M and M minus Q1. All of you understood this? Now, the formula skewness is equal to Pauli's method, Q3 minus M minus M minus Q1, and coefficient J is equal to Q3 minus M minus M minus Q1 upon Q3 minus M plus M minus Q1. Can we solve this? Very simple now. 12.8 minus 11.2, 1.6. 1.6, and over here directly we have the numerator 1.6 upon 12.8 plus 11.2, which is equal to 1.6 upon 24, which is equal to 0.06, 0.067. Question number 8. If coefficient of variation is 25%, mean is 32 and mode is 32.2 for a set of data, find its coefficient of skewness. Now let's write the information first. coefficient of variation is equal to 25%, x bar is equal to 32 and mode is equal to 32.2. Now, how do we solve this? What is the formula for coefficient? First, what do we need to find? We have to find the coefficient of skewness. So J is equal to x bar minus mode upon S. Now x bar है, mode है, but we have to find the standard deviation. कहाँ से मिलेगा standard deviation? Coefficient of variation. So we write the formula. Coefficient of variation is equal to standard deviation upon mean into 100. 25 is equal to S upon 32 into 100. Therefore, S is equal to multiply हो जाएगा 25 into 32 upon 100, which is equal to 25 4s are 4 8s are 8. Therefore, standard deviation is equal to 8. Applied in the formula, mean is 32 minus, this is working, mode is 32.2 upon 8 minus 0.2 by. Now, question number 9. Find coefficient of skewness from the following data. N is equal to 20, sigma x is equal to 640, sigma x square is equal to 20,800 and median is equal to 32.2. First, let's write the information. Question number 9. N is equal to 20, sigma x is equal to 640, sigma x square is equal to 20,800 and median is equal to 32.2. Now, what we can find with the information given? We first find the mean. X bar is equal to sigma xi upon n, 640 upon 20, which is equal to 32. Then we find the standard deviation. Standard deviation is sigma x square upon n minus sigma x upon n the whole square, the whole under root. याद आया ये फॉर्मूला? या फिर डायरेक्टली x बार स्क्वायर भी कर सकते, I'll write over here, or sigma x square upon n minus x bar square, the whole under root, which is equal to 20,800 upon 20 minus 32 का square, 1040 minus 32, 1024 under root, which is equal to under root 16, which is equal to 4. Therefore, standard deviation is equal to 4. So, coefficient of skewness J is equal to 3 x bar minus median upon S. 3 x bar is 32 minus 32.2 upon standard deviation is 4. So 3 into 0.2 upon 4. 0.15. Negative? Minus 0.15. Question number 10. Carl Pearson coefficient of skewness for a data set is minus 0.6 if mean is equal to 60 and standard deviation is equal to 10. Find median and the mode for the data. Now let's write what is given. Coefficient of skewness J is equal to minus 0.6. Mean x bar is equal to 60 and standard deviation is equal to 10. Which formula will use? J is equal to x bar minus mode upon standard deviation. बराबर है? Now, therefore, minus 0.6 is equal to 60 minus mode upon 10 minus 6, ये 10 यहाँ multiply हो जाएगा, is equal to 60 minus mode. Therefore, mode is equal to 66. Mode is equal to 3m minus 2x bar. Therefore, 66 is equal to 3m minus 2x bar, so 120. Therefore, 3m is equal to 186. M is equal to 186 divided by 3, 62. Therefore, median is equal to 62. Question number 11. Carl Pearson's skewness for frequency distribution is 8 and coefficient of skewness is 2 by 3. If mean is 64, find its median and coefficient of variation. So let's write what is given. Sk is equal to 8. Be careful in exam. J is not given. J तो 1 से ज़्यादा हो ही नहीं सकता. This is skewness. Read if you have not read it before. Carl Pearson's skewness for frequency distribution is 8. So skewness is equal to 8. And coefficient of skewness, J is equal to 2 by 3. If mean x bar is equal to 64, we have to find the median. We have to find the standard deviation, and then we find coefficient of variation. Skewness is equal to x bar minus 3x bar minus m, because we want to find m, so we use this formula. Therefore, 8 is equal to 3, 64 minus m. 8 is equal to 192 minus 3m. Therefore, 3m is equal to 184. Therefore, m is equal to 184 by 3. 61.33. Okay. Now, J is equal to 3x bar minus m upon S. Now, already 3x bar minus m skewness is given, which is 8. So, directly 8. 2 by 3 is equal to 8 upon standard deviation. We cross multiply. Standard deviation is equal to 8 into 3 divided by 2, which is equal to 12. We find out what now? We have to find coefficient of variation. Therefore, coefficient of variation is equal to S upon x bar into 100, which is equal to 12 upon 64 into 100, 18.75%. And median is equal to 61.33. We have to find two measures, median and coefficient of variation. 12. Find the coefficient of skewness for a frequency distribution with Q3 plus Q1 is equal to 1.5 m and 3 Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 2 m. Now let's write this first. Q3 plus Q1 is equal to 1.5 m and Q3, 3Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 2m. Therefore, can I say Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 2 by 3 median? Can I say ये 3 यहाँ पे आ गया तो 2 by 3 median हो गया? Now we have to find over here coefficient of skewness. So J is equal to Q3 plus Q1 minus 2m upon Q3 minus Q1. Therefore, J is equal to, what is Q3 plus Q1? 1.5 m. So 1.5 m minus 2 m upon, what is Q3 minus Q1? 2 by 3 m. Solve कर देते इसको. 0.5 minus 0.5 m. 1.5 minus 2 is minus 0.5. ये 3 ऊपर आ जाएगा. So into 3 upon 2 m, which is equal to m cancel. So it is minus 1.5 upon 2 minus 0.7. Question number 13. A frequency distribution has 4 mean is equal to 6 times mode is equal to 144. Standard deviation is 64 and Q3 plus Q1 is equal to 6 into Q3 minus Q1, which is equal to 60. Find Karl Pearson and Bowley's coefficient of skewness. Let's write this. 30. 4x bar mean is equal to 6 mode. 6 times mode is equal to 144. First let's solve this. And standard deviation is 64. Now 4x bar is equal to 144. Therefore x bar is equal to 36. ये पता चला सबको. मीन कैसे फाइंड किया पता चल गया सबको. Now 6 mode is also equal to 144. Therefore mode is equal to 144 divided by 6. 24. So mode मिल गया. Standard deviation तो है. So Karl Pearson coefficient of skewness is equal to J is equal to x bar minus mode upon S. So 36 minus 24 upon 64, which is equal to 12 by 64. 0.1875, which is equal to equivalent to 0.19. एक आंसर मिल गया. Now second part of this is Q3 plus Q1 is equal to 6 times Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 60. Therefore, Q3 plus Q1 is equal to 60 and 6 Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 60. Therefore, Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 10. Now, what else we need? We have to find the median. Mode is equal to 3m minus 2x bar. Therefore, mode 24 is equal to 3m minus 2x bar, so 72. Therefore, 3m is equal to 96. Therefore, median is equal to 32. We apply the formula now. Bowley's coefficient of skewness. J is equal to Q3 plus Q1 minus 2m upon Q3 minus Q1. Therefore, J is equal to Q3 plus Q1 is equal to 60 minus 2m is 64. 2 into 32 upon Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 10. So minus 4 upon 10 is equal to minus 0.4. Question number 9 is a tricky one. For the frequency distribution of a set of data, n is equal to 200, sigma f x minus 240 is equal to 0 and sigma f x minus 240 the whole square is equal to 11,250 and median is equal to 246. Find the coefficient of skewness and state the type of skewness. Now first let's write what is given. That will give you a way for the answers. Section E. Question 9. N is equal to 200. Sigma f x minus 240 is equal to 0. Sigma f x minus 240 square is equal to 11,250. Median is equal to 246. Find the coefficient of skewness and state the type of skewness. See over here, this xi minus 240, okay? Abhi bhul jao ki this is 0. This is xi minus some number. Now we have no information whether this is mean or not. हमारे पास ऐसा कोई information नहीं है. So we assume that this 240 is the assumed mean. You understood this? तो ये क्या है? Fi into di है. What is di? Di is equal to xi minus a. Or over here it is xi minus 240. Understood this? Now this sigma f into d, we take fi di is equal to 0, and over here sigma fi di square is equal to 11,250. Now to find the mean, x bar is equal to a plus sigma fi di upon n. Therefore x bar is equal to 240 plus, this is 0, so this will also be 0, which is equal to 240. Understood this? ऐसा रूल नहीं है कि xi minus x bar into f is always equal to 0. ऐसा रूल नहीं है. यहाँ पे coincidentally this is 0, so this is the mean. Okay? अगर तुम try करोगे xi, fi, di, fi into di, now di में assume इनके बदले तुम mean भी लोगे तो भी 0 आता नहीं है. Here coincidentally it is 0. Therefore this is equal to mean. Understood this? Now standard deviation is equal to sigma fi di square upon n minus sigma fi di upon n the whole square, the whole under root. Now already this is 11,250 upon n is 200 minus 0. 56.25 is equal to 7.5. So standard deviation मिल गया, mean मिल गया, median तो already है. What we have to find out? Coefficient of skewness. Coefficient of skewness j is equal to x bar minus n into 3. J is equal to 3 x bar minus m upon s. So 3 mean कितना आया? 240 minus median 246 upon standard deviation 7.5 is 3 into minus 6 upon 7.5 minus 2.4. What type of skewness is this? Negative. Therefore, skewness is negative. Answer. बहुत rarely ऐसा आता है और ऐसा दिया भी है कि skewness is between -1 to +1, but in rare situation it can be between -3 to +3.